So, Jenny, you were telling me earlier that you had thoughts of starting to date again. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So my younger daughter, I've told you a little bit about. I've seen her go on like Tinder, and I've heard of some like coworkers going on Tinder. So I was like, I'll try Tinder. um, so I've been doing a little bit of the swiping that everyone talks about. Um, but I haven't been able to make the commitment of actually meeting someone, and I don't think it's the idea of them being a stranger. I mean, a little bit, but not. I don't know. It's that like that leap. Yeah.
I understand you're kind of still in the stages of looking and searching, but actually making that leap to really go and meet someone in person still feels a little bit scary.
Yes, a lot scary.
A lot scary.
A lot scary. Yeah, I got out of like a really hard relationship about 6 months ago. I've told you a little bit about him, and I know it was a 7 year relationship. There was a lot in it, and I mean, he wasn't the best. um, and so I feel like I wasted so much time, and so like, why try again?
Can you tell me a little bit more about that feeling of why try again? What's behind that statement?
I feel like I failed my family and my daughter. I feel like I wasted my time. I feel like he wasted my time. And so I just don't. There's a lot of energy that has to get put into me doing this all over again.
Yeah, it sounds like that prior relationship put a lot of strain on you and on your family too.
Yeah, yeah. He was Dale. He was really close to my daughter, closer than I was with him, which is weird. So she lost someone in this process. And I'm afraid of bringing someone else into her life and it not working out again and her losing someone else.
Yeah, I understand. It's hard to bring a new person into your family, especially after your previous relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Have you talked to your daughter about dating again? Or?
No. It's really a scary thought. I even have to like hide my phone so she doesn't see him on Tinder. Yeah,
How do you think that conversation would go if you were to talk to her about that?
I'm picturing like how I would do it and then how it would like actually happen. I feel like if I were to go for how it actually would happen, the reality is I can see myself being very open and honest with her, and just her. I think she would be excited for me, but I think that behind her excitement, she's definitely scared. I feel like I'm like picturing her. I'm picturing underneath her veil is scaredness. Yeah.
So you feel like there's some inner fear on your daughter's part in terms of you starting to date again?
Yeah, and I don't think she would tell me that she was scared.
And do you feel like maybe for you as well, there's sort of like some inner fear regarding the issues of starting up a whole new relationship and bringing someone new into your life?
think so. I think also living down my parents again too. Um, they had this whole different picture of him, of my ex, that I showed off to them in the world, and so they felt like I did something wrong by breaking up with him. That he was the one. What did you do? You know, and so I'm scared to bring someone else to my parents and them comparing a new guy with my ex who was just a complete asshole. So, yeah.
So it sounds like there's a bit of a difference between how it really was and then the way your family was kind of perceiving him in that situation. Can you tell me a little bit more about what that was like for you?
With how I've given like a false face of him to my parents.
Yeah.
So he's really racist, and it didn't come out in the beginning of our relationship, actually not for several years until we started talking about marriage. And he had a lot of, so as I mentioned before, I'm half Middle Eastern, so he definitely has a vibe towards Middle Easterners. He's in the Marine Corps, so there's a lot of misconceptions about Middle Easterners. And so, with my dad being Middle Eastern and being born in the Middle East, I had to hide that whole side of my boyfriend from him, from my parents, and from my dad especially. And it was really difficult, and I don't know, it just felt like a really fake relationship.
Yeah, that sounds incredibly hard, having to hide this whole part of another person from your family who you're really close to. That sounds like an exhausting experience.
It was exhausting. It was like nonstop. Yeah.
And I'm wondering, do you think any of these kind of feelings regarding your prior relationship, in terms of how are they going to relate with my family, and will I have to, hide parts of them from my family? How do you think that kind of plays into your dating again?
Yeah, I feel like it's impossible to find someone perfect that just kind of fits all of the categories you have when it comes to dating. And so I feel like there's just always going to be something that I'm going to have to hide. And like, I just keep like catastrophizing it in my head. I definitely think that my prior relationship is already affecting future relationships that I'm not even in.
And when you say you keep catastrophizing it in your head, can you kind of walk me through what that's like for you?
Yeah, I picture myself dating someone new and kind of like what they look like, how they talk, how they show affection to me. And then I can like feel my whole body shift and thinking about like the worst case scenario of this person. And so I just go from like one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, till I have this like anxiety, claustrophobia.
So it's kind of like this building feeling of, first you're thinking about, well, what would I like in a partner? And then it kind of all of a sudden turns and you feel it in your body, and then you just keep going about, oh, well, maybe they're like this, like that. All the fears kind of erupt from inside of you. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, I like how you said fears, because they just really are like one fear after the next.
Yeah. And if you don't mind me asking, what are some of these fears specifically?
That I won't love the person I'm with, that I'll have to start all over again after being with this person. I just won't like them, and I'll have to start over again, and my parents don't like them. These are the fears. Yeah.
And it must be especially hard because starting all over again, that's also kind of what you're doing now, in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm starting all over, and it's weird because I never thought I could.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really hard the first few months. I'm starting to get more comfortable with this idea of starting over. But again, my mind just keeps, this anxiety, it just keeps going back to like the worst case scenario of a new relationship.
Yeah, so you still feel kind of that pull of the fear of it being just the worst case scenario for a relationship.
Yeah.
If you were to feel a pull in sort of the opposite direction, what do you think would be sort of the best case scenario? Or things that you would like out of a relationship?
Yeah. Well, something that was really lacking with my ex was communication.
Mm.
So I really feel like someone that can just flat out say what's on their mind. I can say what's on my mind. We come to agreements. You know, we go on dates. We do fun things. Like, I'm just looking forward to fun adventures. Yeah.
Fun adventure seems like a wonderful goal.
Yes.
For a relationship.
Yeah.
I love that. Fun adventures. What would be a fun adventure for you?
I really want to travel, even if it's like 2 hours away, like anything like that that's just in a place I've never been to before or never really explored, for me is like an adventure. So
yeah, absolutely. Traveling would be a great adventure. Mm-hmm. Is there, besides communication, which by the way is an amazing goal for a relationship, is there anything else that you really value in a partner that you'd kind of like to see in your next relationship?
I guess that he could accept my culture. Yeah. Yeah, accept my culture, treat me and my culture with respect, and knowing all of that from the beginning of the relationship and not 3 years later.
Yeah. It must have been pretty hard to have someone who didn't treat your culture and by extension you with respect. What was that like?
It was really hard, and I never knew what to do or what to say to him, because how are you so blatantly like, all Arabs should die? Like, what? So you want me to die? Like, oh, no, I don't want you to die. I just, and it's just like, what? Like, what do you, so it was just so confusing, mixed messages. Him being a Marine, he just he had this vision for Middle Easterners and for Arabs, like all of them should go back to the Middle East. It's like, so what? My dad should go back to the Middle East? Like, it doesn't, it's hard to fathom. It was hard.
These are incredibly upsetting statements that he seemed to make a lot, or, was this a known thing in your relationship that you guys had to navigate all the time?
Like I was kind of saying, not the first few years, maybe in the beginning, like the first few years, they were like these very indirect, subtle comments that were kind of funny. And so me being just like, I don't mind laughing at myself for my culture, like I would just go with it and not think of anything of it. But then as we started talking about marriage, there was like, well, I don't want Arab music at my wedding. My grandma will pull out a shotgun. Like those kind of comments. It was so, and I noticed that those comments came about more when he was drinking. Yeah.
So it was kind of a gradual transition, more subtle at first, and then it really got more overt towards the end.
Right.
So Jenny, I really appreciate you being so open and sharing all of this with me, and I would really love to continue talking about it at our session next week. Is that okay?
Yeah.